Hello everybody, welcome to ANZAK with me, Ishanu, and welcome to the UGC Season 9 Australia-New Zealand Division 3rd place playoffs. That's right guys, the two teams competing to get into the grand final. The loser of this game will come third, will win some keys, some badges and some honour. The winner of this game will go into the grand final fighting up against VD for the first place title. The two teams tonight in the blue currently are 0% body fat, in the red are ANZAK. It's a big game and I have got some big co-casters. First up we've got a personal friend of mine. He has been my team captain. He has been a heavy, well known in the Australian Highlander circuit, and he is Rubos. Ruby, you excited for tonight?
Very excited. We saw a very close game, 0% the other night against the VD. Obviously going to be disappointed coming out of that match, see how they face up against ANZAK.
Absolutely. And the team captain of VD, the team that put 0% thus far undefeated into this lower bracket final, is Spy Extraordinaire Edge. Edge, you helped me out 2 nights ago to help cast GTSOM and ANZAK. Are you looking forward to this game?
In the words of Big Kev-ish, I'm excited. This is going to be a great match, and whoever wins this match, it's just going to be on the back for a lot of good teamwork, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this unfolds.
I'm looking forward to it as well. We'll what we'll do is we'll go through the teams. Ruby, why don't you go through 0%, and then Edge, you can take ANZAK right after that, hey?
Alrighty. We got Render on Soldier, Bulk on Engineer, Ferrisar on Heavy, Raish on Spy, I don't know who that is, Cinderella on Demo, Pajamas on Medic, Zom on Sniper, Tava on Pyro, and Fake on Scout.
And looking at ANZAK, we've got Zost on Sniper, Skinny on Medic, Jimbob on Angie, Ryan on Demo, Laurencio on Spy, Defons on Scout, Dazo on Heavy, Wilco on Soldier, and Shindoko on Pyro.
Absolutely. Those are their regular lineups for the most part. I'm noticing over on the 0% side of things, Tava is playing in place of Tonbury, who's their usual eccentric pyro, I guess we'll put it that way. And over on the ANZAK side, Zorst has been around sniping for a long time, but has normally been Cowbell on the ANZAK sniper. So we'll see how those two changes affect things. I'm hearing the first ready up, so we're going to have game happening very soon, but just really quickly guys, predictions, who's going to win tonight as we actually enter setup time?
I'm gonna have to say, just from what I saw last week, 0%, they did quite well against us, and they're going to be knowing this map a lot better after playing us as well, so I'm going to be tipping them tonight.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well with how 0%'s been playing this map lately. You know, you don't normally expect these Sixers teams to know all the finer details, having their time on the cut, etc. They've been playing quite well. I think it's going to be tough for ANZAK to crack through that. I'm tipping 0% as well.
Yeah, I'm sort of preaching to the chorus, but I kind of agree with that right now. What I'm noticing is the ANZAK sentry gun is in a very unusual position. It's actually behind the house on the left-hand side as you're defending. That's unusual. That's something we haven't really seen this Swiftwater round.
That is something new, and like before we start this match, I'm just gonna go out and say that ANZAK have prepared for this match. They are quite confident they can take this, and these guys have been playing together for such a long time. Their teamwork is amazing. Their comms are really good, and like this could work.
Well, we're about to find out. It looks like already straight away the Soldier Bomb is over the top. He's trying to get some work done. Doesn't really do anything. Does actually go down. Demo coming in as well, but gets completely shut down both by the wrangled up sentry and the Soldier. So the bomb's not happening too much, but time on the cart there for 0% straight away.
Yep, that's right. Zor's for the early headshot on Bulk right there. Zor's actually is quite a established sniper. If he can, a bit rusty for not playing, but if he can get his aim on tonight, that's going to be a big boost for ANZAK.
Yeah, I think the thing about this spot that we're seeing ANZAK hold is it does give up a lot of space. I mean, it is quite a nice spot to hold. I think the sentry's gone down, but they might get it up again. It just sort of gives up that whole first area. I'm not too sure about it.
I can't entirely say that I'm 100% sure about it either. GTSOM, 0%, excuse me, has pushed this cart really far forward, and there really hasn't been any meaningful ANZAK defense out of it, and mostly to the point, Pajamas hasn't popped Harubi yet.
That's right. So 0% is going to take this first point without popping Uber, and the NG for ANZAK's gone down quite late in that push, so ANZAK's going to be looking to control this tunnel as long as they can, just to make sure the NG can set up next point.
Well, I think they're going to have to. I mean, 1 minute and 3 seconds for that first cap's quite a respectable time there for 0%. They're certainly coming out and want to win this game. A lot of ANZAK players going down right now. I'm on the Pajamas cam. I'm assuming she's going to hook up with the the demo and the heavy, moving through the right-hand tunnel. They're going to try and pop out and see if they can catch ANZAK surprised.
ANZAK's using some very weird holds. I think that first hold was pretty weird, and the second hold they've got a medic the heavy sort of up on this high area. I don't know where they had the
Fight from
sentry.
top gets to the Spencer. Unlucky not to find the back there. Uber's coming in for 0%. Cindy's gone in. Shindogo does good, just pushing back Uber as long as he can before he goes down. A counter pop by ANZAK, and ANZAK looks like they might get the medic if they're lucky. Fortunately not. Still, that's a few seconds. Stop there.
Yeah, the counter pop did exactly what it needed to do. They stayed on the high ground for quite a long time there, milked a lot of the 0% Uber. What it does mean is they're at a bit of an Uber disadvantage, actually a bit significant. It's about 30% right now. But ANZAK, with the player advantage, have the height advantage as well. It's going to be a bit difficult for 0% to push through without this next Uber.
Yeah, it looks like ANZAK kind of established themselves a bit more, holding this point a lot better than compared to the last one. Positioning the heavy medic combo right at the top, which is what you want to do, along with the along with the pyro, just checking for spies.
Yeah, I think 0% would probably be served to go up through that the 2 door, the one-way door up the top left when you're attacking. You'd be able to get a pop onto them straight away and not have to have any space between the combo and the medic that you're trying to take down. They do have their Uber advantage right now for 0%. It's up 100%. Skinny still doesn't have his Uber, but 0% not really using this advantage to any real effect right now.
Yeah, so they popped Uber on the heavy, and Farazar's just kind of running around like a big glowing blue thing. Find something to shoot, but that's a heavy that just popped Uber, so not sure that Uber was needed, but at the same time it's put to good use as that heavy will go down.
Yeah, the heavy does go down. They did cap up that point, so 315 for the second point. And somehow, I was watching that from the scanny cam, somehow Pajamas actually managed to stay alive and run away from a spun up heavy under Uber. I don't know how it happened, but it's very impressive play. And what we're actually seeing right now is 0% pushing forward quite far, and no real ANZAK defense to speak of as Skinny goes down from a nice meat shot from Fake.
Level 2 sentry right now for ANZAK. That sentry is massive to this third point hold. It's a really important hold in this map, and if you do it right, that's just minutes taken on from the opposition's attack time. Still level 2. I think that needs to be level 3 pretty soon, as combo's nearly got Uber.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to come in and probably claim this. It's going to be an uncontested Uber. Here it comes on the heavy. Sentry's already taken down. That heavy's in a bad position. He's probably going to go down as well. ANZAK does not have a lot to defend against this, really, at this point.
No, a clinically done push, really. Pajamas, very low, does actually manage to go down, so that's not great. ANZAK making the most, actually, out of that Uber disadvantage. Skinny stayed alive. But what we did see is 0% not pushing forward. They do take down that level 1 sentry. Soldiers jumping around. Does manage to stay alive. But while that push was happening with the spun up heavy, I think they needed just a few more players on the cart, and they could have capped that up.
Yeah, I think they did. I think all their players just went looking for kills, and while they did get those kills, they also lost quite a few players on there. So that point is capped, meaning that ANZAK has a back spawn, but at the same time, that cart could be a lot higher up.
Yeah, it was actually, after such good defense of the Uber, it was a bit actually lax out of ANZAK for just letting that bulk on the heavy just walk up, drop a mini sentry, and push that card over the point. They could have still been defending up that third point. As it is, 443 for the 3 points, and for mine, this is the most important hold that ANZAK will have in this entire game, so they need to pull it out really big right now.
That's right. Watching 0% last week and also GTSOM, they both did this call quite well. Just having that sentry forward up a bit, using their players just to push on that cart and add pressure. Yeah,
Farazar did very well in the third place playoff last season for Sir Boris, actually knocking out ANZAK to fourth place. And right just then, he basically just walked up with the medic, right-clicked all of the things, and killed them. And what we're seeing is actually basically no defense on this fourth point from ANZAK. This could be a real mistake from them, not actually managing to get up a decent defense on this fourth point.
Good shot by Zor's taking down Pajamas, the medic for 0%, but they will go on and cap this point. Cindy and Ferris are working quite well together. Cindy's just using the heavy as a meat shield and putting as much damage as he can, and the heavy's just mopping up after.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough for them to push in right now. Skenny is at his 80% Uber. 602 for the 4 points as it was capped in the background. But what we need to see is ANZAK really pull out a hold on this last point, because 602 for 4 points is a very, very quick time.
Yeah, it is. I think they need probably at least a few minutes here to be confident. I mean, they have got an Uber advantage. They're probably just going to sit back with it on defense by the looks of it. And but they will need to defend both for a few Uber cycles, I think, if they want to set a good time that they can actually beat.
Zor's taking down Zom there. It looks like as long as ANZAK can use that Uber just to make sure the sentry goes to level 3, they should be able to hold this until 0% has Uber. Bulk just getting a mini sentry on the cart just to protect him while he pushes it, which is a good job by him, and the rest of the team just coming up now.
Yeah, it's an uncontested Uber. Skenny actually did manage to drop his Uber there. The Spy for 0% managed to push in, and it looks like we've just got a few players on the cart. ANZAK's desperately right now trying to defend up. Fonz is doing a lot of work on the cart, however he's going to go down to that spun up heavy. All of the ANZAK players are in fact deceased. Zor's is getting knocked back. 723 for 5 points for 0%, and judging by that, they mean business.
Yeah, it's a pretty good time on Swiftwater. I think most of the times we've seen so far have been about that 10-minute mark. This one a lot quicker, especially due, I think, to that last point push and also the first point push, so be good to see how ANZAK respond to this.
I think it will. Ruby, what would you like to see them do differently next round? Because as they push, it's mostly, when you're pushing, when you're attacking in payload, you're mostly reacting to what the defenders do. I think it's really the defenders that set the tone, given where they're going to have their sentries and whatnot. But what would you like to see ANZAK do next defense to see them get a bit better time than 723?
I think during a lot of those defences they were really a lot more passive than they needed to be. That first point they sort of gave up. That third point they just sort of... A lot of the points actually they just sort of let happen due to little sneaky caps when they still had players around the general area. They should have just been a lot more forceful on the cart defense, I think, because once the cart gets capped, it changes the spawns a lot, especially that third. It gives the attacking team a spawn way forward, like at pretty much where you cap the point. So just watching the actual checkpoints can make such a big difference, I think.
I think so. Guys, help me out. I can't see a sentry gun for 0% right now.
What's happened actually is 0% opting to use the mini sentry, which actually has gone down, so and back up again. So it's quite interesting. I think Wilco from ANZAK did the exact same thing last season at UGC. I can't remember being too successful. Ruby-ish, do you guys remember that match?
I know they lost the match, so I don't know if it was too successful in the end.
I think it sort of wasn't as successful as Boris with the full sentries, yeah. I've seen some teams use it well. I think it was your game, was it, Edge? The 0% used it? One game we saw recently on this map.
I think they did use big sentries on this map last time.
Okay.
I'm not sure, perhaps Bulk just forgot to switch to a normal range, or maybe this is just some tactic they're using.
Could be. We did actually see Bulk playing against you on Swiftwater. He was using the mini sentries, and it worked to some effect there. So,
yeah.
What we are seeing though, Zor's taking down Zom right as this push happens. It looks like Skenny is being brought out right now. They're going to go ahead, pop that Uber onto the heavy, take down all of the things, including Pajamas, going down to Laurencio there. So big plays out of Laurencio. I'm glad I didn't have him on the camera. He probably would have missed it if he did. But what it means is there's a nice space for ANZAK to push forward. There's no 0% defenders. But they used a lot of time to try and get this push to happen.
Yeah, they really need time on the cart now while they have these players ahead. They actually lost their heavy there. They really should just have these players ahead, and it should have been ×3 20 seconds ago. It's only just getting ×3 now. A bit slow on the uptake there, but they're getting the hang of it now. They do have their players in that cave.
Yeah,
yes.
Sorry, you go, Edge.
I was just saying that the sniper from ANZAK could move up a bit. They've got about 4 or 5 on the cart right now, which is a bit unnecessary. But in saying that, the heavy for 0% does go down. Pidge is on about 50% Uber, and I think Skeeny is on about 66, so a bit of advantage there.
Yeah, a small advantage. I don't know if it's enough really to matter them that much unless they decide to go really aggressive off this cart. It doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. Rash getting a backstab onto Wilcore there shouldn't matter too much. But 0%, they're not really defending up too much right now. They're sort of on the low ground. It looks like they don't really know where they want to be holding.
Yeah, I expect Skenny's probably just going to wait for Durzo to come up and then we'll see a push.
Yeah, a few players going down. Lorenzo and Fons. Ryan as well going down to Zom. Zorst as well going down to Render. So it's very, very difficult for ANZAK to get their players together to push right now. I think they need to just consolidate and use some of the small amount of time that they have to get together and get off a successful push.
Yeah, you really need to hold on to your players when you're just about to pop. I think it just sort of delays that push even further. And time is of essence when you've got such a quick time to beat.
Yeah.
I don't think ANZAK can afford to play very scattered, especially against these guys. If you kind of deviate away from your pack, you're going to get picked out in your 1v1s, and I think ANZAK's not going to be looking to go into 1v1 to get 0%. Zero at the moment, doing quite well, just really just killing players who can even touch the cart.
Yeah, one player up for ANZAK. As you say, great defense there from 0%, pretty much just cleaning up all the players. Hiding from the Uber well and then just coming back in when it fades and just cleaning up.
Yeah, it was actually textbook out of 0% there. They saw the Uber was coming in on the demo, Medic backed out with a bit of support, everyone else just scattered, and as a result, Demo couldn't really get enough bulk damage out for the rest of his team to capitalise on. And then 0% just cleaned up in the 1v1s that ANZAK didn't want to have to take in the first place. So, yeah, a little bit of ninja play coming out of the engineer right now, trying to get some work done. That's Jim Bob on the cart, but he does go down. I think with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left, it's looking very, very difficult for ANZAK to end up winning this round.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's possible. It's a very long track on this map. I don't know how long it takes.
I think ANZAK... Sorry, Ruby,
Yeah.
continue.
Go.
Alright, I think ANZAK's just going to be looking to use the next couple of minutes just to kind of work out how exactly they want to structure themselves for the next couple of rounds. Right now it's a bit scattered, I'm not sure if that's working.
I would probably suggest that it isn't. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left now. They do have about 80% Uber. They're in the heavy, they're with the heavy and the medic in the high ground on the left-hand side when you're attacking. They're trying to get some work done. Pajamas did actually go down there, however Dozo going down as well. Skenny's actually trapped on 94%, doesn't have anyone, and he's going to go down to this soldier. No,
Is he?
he's not. Called that one a bit early.
I'll go down to the pyro though shortly after, but nice little bone saw there on the soldier.
It's quite good. Yeah, I think the difference in this defense actually, 0% kind of using the combo a lot lower. They kind of placed it on the left-hand side while ANZAK had them at the top. Ruby is the heavy yourself. How would you look to sit at this point?
On defense, I can't say I've played this map in a long time. I think the strats in Australia have actually changed quite a bit, but I think where 0%'s holding seems to be the accepted hold these days. Would that be right?
Yeah, I think that's pretty close.
Yeah, if they're looking to go through the 2-door, which is where they're defending up, that's exactly where you need to be. And even if they're not looking to go through that door, by the time they actually manage to get close to your combo, half their Uber's going to be worn out, so I think that's probably where you want to be. 1.5 minutes remaining right now for ANZAK. It's looking increasingly desperate for them. What they're going to want to go ahead and do is at least cap up this second point, just for the pride of knowing that they can actually do it against this 0% team.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be pretty embarrassing for them if they can't get 2 points in the time that 0% can get 4, so just hope they can get this for their own sake.
Yeah, the Uber's coming in now once again on the back of the demo, but the counterpop is out from 0%. Tava and Cindy were the only two to go down on the 0% team. Lorenzo and Fons also going down. It looks like they will go ahead and cap up this second point. 57 seconds left. It's not like they're going to actually manage to get this round win, but they did get that second cap, which is, well, a point of pride, as I mentioned.
Yeah, it's pretty much just dead time now.
Lovely.
So we'll see 0% just sort of move out, play a bit silly perhaps.
Yeah, it looks like they're going... It is, and yeah, they're going overly aggressive. And the thing is, it's working for them. Have a look at all of the deaths going along that kill feed right now. All of the 0% players staying alive. They're going forward. They're playing a little bit silly, but it's working out for them. We've got to remember that these guys at their core are a Div 1 team. They're, I think, 3rd or 4th in OzFortress Winter League Season 9. So, you know, they've definitely got the deathmatch skills.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because ANZAK sort of stopped trying or something maybe, but it's amazing that 0% can do that. If they can just push out like that, why haven't they been doing that from the start? But there we go.
Yeah,
First
so
round, easy win to 0%.
absolutely. So, alright guys, that is the first round. A very, very decisive win in favour of 0%. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. We'll be back with the second half in just a second. Alright guys, welcome back. Shanu and Friends TV with me, Shanu. I've got Rubos with me, Ruby. First round, pretty decisive win in favour of 0%.
Yeah, that's right. We've got Edge as well, of course. Don't forget the Edge. And but yeah, based off that round, it looks like ANZAK will really need to pull out something special this round. They just attacked this map and they didn't do too well, so they're attacking again. Hopefully they can redeem themselves, get past that third point at least.
I'd just like to point out I didn't forget Edge, I just had a separate question for him. But doesn't that matter right now? 12 seconds left in their setup time. Again, 0% defending, and the mini sentry, I didn't miss it this time. It is right there on that ledge.
That's a good mini sentry. Great view of the cart from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Straight away, Dozo going down.
Straight
Sticky
away
trap
down.
from Cinderella.
Sentry's down. That mini sentry's down by will call.
Yeah, just 2 rockets took that out pretty quickly, but being a mini sentry, it will go
Bam
back up.
cart, Raish takes will go down, retreats back to his dudes. It looks like ANZAK have got just a heavy pushing the cart right now. Just kind of trying to avoid all that spam coming from Cindy. Good shot by Fons, gets him with a Sandman.
Oh, Pyjamas just dropped that.
Oh, that was huge.
Ryan
Good
just
stickies
walked-
there from Ryan, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
gonna be
was
100% advantage
huge.
now for Skenny. Hopefully he can make some use of it.
Lol coming in from behind will take down Ferrisar and will go straight back to the cart to help push that.
Medic and heavy advantage. Let's see what ANZAK can do. I think they're going to come forward. On the heavy's just going to go by himself by the looks of it. They should go shortly, I would think, before the heavy really gets back into play. Skinny's just losing all his players. He's getting cornered by a pyro and is forced to pop.
Kenny's forced to pops. Pops on the soldier, takes down that mini sentry and that dispenser. Just pushing up now. I don't think anyone's seen Zom just sitting on that ledge at the top. I think someone might have a glimpse of him about now, at least you'd hope so, because that heavy is kind of walking in that sight line. But it looks like once they take down that mini sentry and that demo, they should have this point.
Yeah, Pyjama's actually getting backstabbed there by Laurencio. I caught it kind of on camera, which makes it surprising that he landed the backstab, but he did anyway. Get some. ANZAK trying to push forward. It's taken actually quite a long time considering they dropped the medic with Uber. It's taken some time to cap up this point.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, they've managed to sustain a bit of a player advantage for a while, which is something they weren't really able to do last half. 147 isn't too bad. If they can apply some pressure, they might get a decent time.
It's a decent time, and Bulk and Sydney are both down, so no demo, no injury right now for 0%. So they can push up a bit more, not as much pressure onto the cart as you'd expect for the next couple of seconds.
Yeah, it looks like that heavy will in fact go down. Yeah, Ferrilar going down there, no time to spin up or anything. Fon's getting taken down, Laurencio getting taken down, both by the sticky spam of Cinderella Man, doing a great job there, of course. A Div 1 demo is going to get a great deal of work done on that cart.
Yeah, and they should just go again with this advantage, Uber and heavy advantage. Oh, until their heavy gets sniped actually. I think they're still going to go. They come in with the demo, trying to get some damage out. Oh, look, can Pyjamas get away from that? It looks like the heavy's just going to body block that. And Pyjamas is going to stay up and actually sort of back out through the house and then eventually
Pops
get it and pop.
Uber on the demo. Not much done there. I think it was more for cautionary pop, but he does stay alive, so that's quite well done.
Yeah, no harm in popping if you manage to pick Scanny, so nice little hold there by 0%. Pyjamas managing to avoid the damage on her. Good body blocking as well from Persa.
Yeah, so it looks like 0%, every single person their head's on fire. It was quite well coordinated, to be honest. It's noticed.
Once again, I put Laurencio on the camera and he died. I would just like to point that out. I'm terrible luck for that guy, and I apologise once again for ever putting you on the camera. What we are seeing right now, though, is ANZAK stalled up quite a long way. They're at a noob disadvantage, they were at a player disadvantage as well. Well, I'm interested to see what they're going to do. They need to change something to try and get this cap off, and I'm just going to be interested to see what they're going to do.
I think ANZAK's attack looks quite one-dimensional right now. They're kind of looking to push down middle, and 0% just have that covered. All that top side is just covered by the heavy and medic, but they're going to pop now. So Uber is popped by both teams, both on the heavies. 0% is multi-ing, so the Uber is going to run out first.
Yeah, that Uber ended up doing precisely nothing. Ryan did go down though to the stickies of Cinderella Man before he ate a reflected rocket out of Shindogo. A lot of players going down for both sides, however 0% once again winning the DM battles that they really do need to hold up this point. As Zom gets a really nice snipe there onto Jimbob.
Zom of course went huge last week, getting a lot of good kills. Today I think it's a little bit more Cindy doing a lot of work right now. He's topping the scoreboard the entire match I think, and getting quite a few nice frags.
Yeah, only Fon's scoring better, and I think a lot of that probably being on the scout is cap points. But yeah, as you said, a bit of a one-dimensional attack out of ANZAK. They did try and rotate around to the 2-door, however 0% were all over that, had their spun up heavy there to counter pop, and it ended up not really going in favour of ANZAK by any means. As we see once again Zom taking down Durzo. Well, they need to do something. They've got 3 minutes and 21 seconds left. I don't know what they're going to choose to do, but they do have 90% Uber, so I'm going to go ahead and flick over to Skenny and see where they are.
You're just in the cave there. Looks like they're sort of getting ready. They'll have to watch for that sniper again though. Pretty much everyone who's peeked past there has been sniped so far. Yeah,
Zom absolutely destructive on that sniper. Because of that though, we're seeing ANZAK at a constant player disadvantage. Jimbob going down. I think that was a dead ringer that actually just took a headshot there. Zom finally going down in the background from Fons. That was probably the pick that they need to push forward.
Uber popped on Skinny quite early on Durzo. It's actually already run out. Durzo is going to look to take down that Pyro and that Dispenser if he can, but he's spotted out. Just trading back, still up there with his medic, and 0% running mini sentry, so that sentry is going to go down.
Yeah, a bit of a brute force attack there. Wasn't really a very convincing cap on the point. They didn't really have the numbers or anything in favour. It was more just that they had everyone on their cart. But given that they capped that, it will mean that 0% spawn has moved back, so they might have to consider moving their players back as well.
Yeah, that attack didn't actually go too badly. Sorry guys, I did actually miss most of that over on the camera there. I was talking about backplay, which is terrible of me, so I apologise. But right at the end of it though, Skenny actually did go down, so that was really the only downside of that push. They did actually finally get up that cap, which is, I think, probably what they needed to do with it.
I think ANZAK right now just need a teleporter up as soon as possible. They keep dying, and unfortunately their team's just taking too much time walking.
Well, ANZAK's actually got an engineer, a scout, a soldier, and a heavy, all behind that second point. Sorry. So it's sort of interesting. It looks like they sort of managed to clean up from behind there, and it looks like they're going to get this bit of time on the cart now.
Yeah, and with no big sentries either, I think they might be able to keep pushing this to that third point.
It's very possible that the 0% Uber has actually popped off now. It's onto the heavy with the medic as well. Skenny did actually go down by the Pyro, just WM1ing him before that, so there's no counter Uber out of ANZAK. And ANZAK, only 3 players left alive right now. 0%, they tried to do an awkward kind of forward hold, but really just doesn't work on this map. But they managed to salvage it, and ANZAK are looking in not the greatest of positions right now.
Ryan takes down his spy before going down himself to Randa, the soldier of 0%. Not too much people really watching the cart right now. All of them are kind of taking up high ground. Something I think they may have picked up from the last time they played this map, just controlling that area instead of the cart itself. Fons on Randa goes down, both of them going down unfortunately, and yeah, Zero's doing quite well just holding these points. They're kind of distracting the players from ANZAK to shoot them instead of concentrating on the cart.
Yeah, well, like you say, it's going very well. The cart's actually rolling back right now. I didn't actually read it out, but it was 5:57 for the second point there. Pyjama's on about 90% Uber, so she's going to have it significantly before Skenny does. So, however, Tava and Cinderella are both down, so maybe ANZAK needs to push off a player advantage instead of waiting for these Uber cycles.
Yeah, they just keep losing all their important players, especially right before they have their Uber, which is just disappointing because it means they just have to wait longer. They've got their Uber now, but no heavy, no demo to use it with. So just gonna have to wait for them to spawn again. And Rash is actually coming in behind. Ooh, does get spotted out just in time. Does not get the stab there.
Zero just seems to have a lot more time right now for some reason. They were sitting in back play playing, you take the sandwich, no, you take the sandwich for a while, and there's not too much pressure added on right now.
Yeah, getting a few players now down for 0%. ANZAK getting a few quick kills, which is helping them out, absolutely no doubt. Pyjamas, however, still up, holding this 3-door. Jimbob tries to brute force his way through, but it doesn't work on a 450 HP Heavy. They're actually taking the high ground. This Heavy actually did get backstabbed out. Pyjamas went down to 70 health there before she popped. She does hook up with her Soldier, though. The Soldier is actually stuck by the looks of things between the Ubid up Heavy and Medic. Pyjamas is running. It's kind of crazy right now, but ANZAK does manage to actually lose quite a few players.
Skinny goes down to Cinderella, and ooh, that was quite close. I thought that started something when Law took down the Heavy, but 0% still managing to take hold at that point.
Well, I thought when Lorenzo managed to pick the Heavy, something was going to happen as well, but that was one of the weirdest Uber exchanges I've ever seen. I think the 0% Soldier was actually stuck between the Medic and the Heavy.
I don't think it could move at all.
Yeah, that's right. It's read in chat. Apparently, Randa was stuck in the cart, and Skinny was stuck in Randa, which is which isn't ideal for either team. But Zero coming on top of that exchange.
Well, yeah, if you're going to have something stuck, you certainly don't want it to be your Medic. Pyjamas, of course, retaining her Uber advantage because she didn't die there. Ryan going down to Cinderella. Wilcor taking a pill and going down as well. They just need to keep up with 1 minute remaining. 60 seconds is all that's left for ANZAK to push. They just need to keep that player advantage that, Ruby, you were talking about. And they're just not doing it right now.
Skinny needs to not go down to Ferrisar. So I don't think he might just get another Uber, but it's going to be very tight. ANZAK does not have much to play with now.
No, they certainly
do have 4 minutes to push this card. I think what ANZAK should be looking to do right now is not care how long it takes them to get those 5 caps, but to get those 5 caps and see if they can defend off that.
Yeah, well, they only have 25 seconds to do so. There is overtime, but they're going to need to apply some pressure.
My head's stuck in 4 minutes, my bad.
Yeah.
all good. What we actually did see was Pyjamas popping off the Uber. It was mostly defensively. She does actually go down to Fonz there, so a nice pick up in the background. But despite the fact that 3-0% players are down, Fonz getting taken down by a great headshot there. Zom's going actually crazy right now. ANZAK's trying to push in, but they're losing too many players too fast. 0% is going to keep up this player advantage. Overtime is now out. 3 seconds left, but I don't think ANZAK has the players to do it.
Good try Shin at the end, just trying to get his some time on the cart, but unfortunately he doesn't manage to get past that point, and looks like 0% will take this round. Sorry, will take this this hold.
Not quite the round yet, but they've got a lot of time, and they only have to get either the 2 points before 5:56 or the 3rd point at all. That's their victory conditions right now. And, well, based on that, you'd have to think that they can do it with ease.
Yeah, just capping 3 points in any time at all is seemingly an easy task. It's going to be very tough, I think, for ANZAK to stop them.
I think ANZAK's real hope really is to try to stop them from getting those 2 points in that time and look to hold that 3rd point, a solid 3rd point defense.
Yeah, they're certainly going to need that. Not only that, they're going to need a decent 2nd point defense as well, because 5:56 is not a short time.
Yeah, and because of that, I think we're seeing a bit more of a standard placement out of ANZAK in terms of their sentry gun. Looks like they're going to hold the medic a bit far back, which isn't sort of actually completely standard at all. Maybe just defending himself against those bombers. Zor's just taking down Ferrilar straight away, which is a great shot there. The wrangled up level 3 sentry, turned around trying to shoot some players down, but I think it's really at 0%'s leisure when they choose to push in.
Spy for Zero coming in for that sentry, he does manage to get the sap and forces... Skinny is forced to pop. Sentry survives the sap, but at the same time, Pajama now should have a full advantage.
Yeah, that was great coordination actually. You can see the soldier preparing to jump as the spy came in. And yeah, it worked out exactly as they needed it to. Skinny does not have his Uber up. A big bomb out of Cinderella Man. He does actually manage to take down that sentry gun, so no additional defenses there for ANZAK. They're taking a lot of damage there. The spun up heavy is taking a lot of rockets and should go down very soon. Uber is actually popped out of 0%, and it looks like it's just a cleanup operation at this point. They should be able to move forward with that Uber, and ANZAK more or less routed from this first point defense.
Yeah, they're really going to need to be very quick on second, because second will be it if they don't defend in that time.
Yeah, it looks like they really need to just hold that tunnel until that level 3 goes up.
Yeah, they're actually throwing players at the cart right now. I don't know if that's necessarily the best decision. Maybe they should just be consolidating as forward of the cart as they can, while still being on that second point, I think.
They had a very desperate sentry and that went down very quickly. Everyone actually up in that little cave door. So that's gone down, and ANZAK does not have a sentry to defend with. They need to hold for at least 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'd just like to point out also Zom is still going crazy. He took down Zorst there. I didn't even know how he knew that he was there, but he did. He got the headshot off. Lorenzo in the background though, Ferrelar and Cinderella Man both going down, which means that, well, a little bit of attacking pressure lost as Zom once again takes down Zorst. They're just not even being stopped on this cart right now. ANZAK finally does get a little bit of pressure on that cart defensively.
It looks like 0% does have Uber. They're going right side. They've got about 4 players in there. They are spotted by the heavies, probably come that to his team. But they're holding Uber right now. I think the medic's trying to find a target.
Yeah, Dozo did actually go down to Cinderella Man there, who in turn goes down to Zorst. Still waiting for this 0% Uber. It's really up to them. There's not even a level 1 sentry up right now. It's still in the process of being built. Or maybe it's being built up to level 2 there. But what they've actually done is given ANZAK the time to build up their own defensive Uber right now.
Yeah, they are going to come in now. They're going to take out the sentry fairly quickly, but as you say, there will be an Uber to defend against them. And it only gets popped now, so it looks like ANZAK might be able to get the upper hand here if they play correctly. Really just a heavy, and he's not getting too much damage done though. A few players down for ANZAK. Ooh, and he's going to get sniped as he fades as well.
That card is incredibly close, and ANZAK unfortunately losing a few players here. Looks like Heavy's going to come in from right side, just jump on the cart. Cindy's on cart as well, so is Medic and Angie. Law doesn't get a stab, and it looks like that's GG, folks.
That's all she wrote. Unfortunately for ANZAK, they are being knocked out of UGC Season 9 right now, guys. They will take the 3rd place, which, and Edge, correct me if I'm wrong, 9 keys and the 3rd place medal?
That's correct, and it's a really good achievement by ANZAK. I think the entire team is going to be quite happy, quite proud of that performance this entire season. They've done quite well, and when they do get that medal, a 3rd place medal in UGC is not a bad achievement.
No, absolutely, it's great. It is what they couldn't quite manage to get in Season 8 last season. This season managed to pick up that 3rd place spot. And what this does mean, Edge, is that you and 0%, which is probably what I predicted for the finals right at the start of the season, is going to happen. Well, I don't know when that's going to be, but we will, of course, be endeavouring to cover it. I don't know who's going to be casting it with me. Of course, you'll be playing, so Ruby, you'll be around to help me cast that one out, I assume.
Yeah, putting me on the spot there. I think I can probably do it, yeah.
Alright, I do hope so. And we'll see who else we do get. But guys, remember, that's going to come up. But for now, I've been Ishano Ishano. This has been Ishano and Friends TV. I've had with me Edge and Ruby. Guys, any last words from either of you?
I'm looking forward to playing these guys next week. I think it should be a great match. So, yeah, that's my last word. Well done to ANZAK. You guys did great this season, and I'm sure you'll be back next season as well.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and catch you in the grand final.
And just quickly, shout out to Plink182.
Good stuff. Alright guys, thanks you all very much for watching. That was 0% defeating ANZAK 2-0, and we'll see you for the grand final. Thanks.